Hey guys, Jake and Sarah Salyer here, Heart Homes Realty, Heart Custom Homes, another episode of At Our Kitchen Table. Today we are apparently diving into something a little bit nittier, grittier. So recently I made a post on Facebook called a rant, called a whatever, and some folks took it the wrong way. My whole point was value everybody's time. If you guys follow us on Facebook, you've seen what I put. I mean, time is everything to me, and Sarah can attest to that. And it's so crazy because yesterday I was 20 and I had hair-ish. Now I'm almost 35 and I definitely don't have hair and it's not coming back.
Yeah, you have hair.
It's just not in the places that I want it to be. So that's age. She's got jokes for days, folks. But time is everything, guys. We blink and all of a sudden we're old. And so my whole point was, don't expect something for free. I've been guilty of it in a construction aspect. Good friend of mine is a fireman builder, and when we built our first spec house, I called him and said, hey man, what would you want to do? Partner up with me on this and we would split profit, or could I pick your brain, or could I use your subs? And he was kind of like, no. And at the time I thought, shoot, that was rude. Still love the guy. Was in his wedding. We talk at least weekly. We're both busy. We're on different shifts. We're at different departments, whatever. We're still close. But on the other side of that, right, I've come to the other side and I thought, no, he's not going to share his guys with me. Those are his guys. And yes, he offered to build the house for me, or essentially with me, to get the process down. But I didn't like that or whatever. But now I look at it and I see, well, his time was valuable, and that's how he feeds his family and makes his money. And so most recently, what happened was an agent that Sarah essentially coaches, she talks to her probably 3 times a week, and had a mutual buyer that we both knew who had picked my brain and ended up using her, and that's totally fine, but was kind of getting ran ragged because of the market.
Yeah.
And so the market's just crazy, and that buyer was getting frustrated because they felt like they weren't getting negotiation or getting a deal or whatever, and had called us to pick our brains. And we just kind of explained, hey, that's the market right now. It's nuts. We told that buyer that they should stick with that agent because she had spent her time with them. She'd driven them around to multiple homes, and that time is valuable. Don't venture out just because you don't feel like you're getting a deal. And ultimately that buyer did end up sticking with her for a couple days, and then said they were going to pause everything, and then all of a sudden said they were going to buy her for sale by owner. Well, a for sale by owner, we're actually dealing with a property right now that was a for sale by owner that some things got overlooked, didn't use, I'm not saying our closing company is the only closing company, but some things got overlooked, and now it's going to cost them potentially their whole sale, because it's looking at a 30 to 45 day wait period to fix something on a deed that would have never been done, happened if it was with the right people. So this person went to a for sale by owner. This agent all of a sudden just cut out after all her time was spent, when really most for sale by owners are ready to pay a buyer's agent, and it should not cost you anything. We've covered that in previous videos. So circling all back, I feel like I can maybe kind of land my plane. Her time should have been valued. She spent it with that person. She shouldn't have been cut out of the for sale by owner. She should have been taken care of. Ultimately, we need to value everyone's time. People are saying, well, I won't call you for anything. Please call me. Please call me. That's not what I'm saying. Yeah. Call me once. Call me twice. Call me 5 times. Call me 20 times. I might get irritated. We are here to be a soundboard for you, whether that is real estate, construction. We want to be here for everybody, but there's a difference between a quick coaching call or a quick how-to or what should we versus abuse of somebody's time.
Well, abuse of somebody's time maybe through an entire process, I guess I should say. To circle back to the situation with the buyer and the agent and going back to a for sale by owner. Then that buyer came back to the agent and said, well, can you provide me with this, this, and that? And
that was where it made me frustrated.
That's kind of really? Where it's, yes.
You're going to cut her out, and then you want her to also send you documents?
Still provide you things and guidance. And so that's kind of where it is. It's, yes, call and ask and advise, and because honestly, if you don't do those things, if you don't call whoever for advice or guidance, is this right? They're telling me this, and I don't know if should I trust that? Is that okay? The last thing we want is for anybody, any friend, family, or past client or future client or anybody, is to get in a situation where if they're in unfamiliar territory, we want you to be as educated as possible. And we also understand that when you're selling a home or buying a home, we've said this 100 times, a seller wants to sell it for the most and a buyer wants it for the least. So we totally understand where money comes in there. And, if you have, a realtor fee is just an added fee on top of selling your home. But as a buyer, we don't cost you anything. I mean, we are if you really want to call it, we are a free service, absolutely 110% free service. You have no legal contract with us. If you don't, we've said this before, if you don't have a great relationship with us and you're not comfortable and you don't like us, let's just put it out there, and you don't care for either one of us, you don't have to. Likable. You don't have to use us. You can, quote unquote, fire us, and it's not any cost to you at all. That we don't want that, but our whole purpose as a buyer's agent, we are extensions of you as a client, and we are here to make sure that you are taken care of.
Here to advocate.
Advocate for you 110%. So when we've put in a lot of time with you to get you to that point, and then it's like, oh, well, we're going to go a different route, but yet we still need you. Well, okay, you've messed with time spent with maybe other clients at home with family. Everybody knows showings happen in the evenings or on the weekends most likely. So that's where I don't want to say taken advantage of, but sometimes it does feel like we could be taken advantage of.
We recently fired a client for that. We had shown them multiple properties at night on the weekends, again, away from my family, and then they came back and said, well, we wanted to save you a trip, so we're gonna use somebody else. And I was like, no, we're good. Yeah. You can use that person from here on out, because if you're gonna do that to me once, you'll do it to me 5 more times, and no thank you. I'd rather spend my nights and weekends and dinners with them. Yeah. That should be everybody's goal, right? As being self-employed, it's to be able to set your own schedule. And I'm not saying that we won't come out on a weekend and show you something. I'm just saying, show your agent some loyalty. So if you take their time once, if they're going to show you 3, 5, 8 houses, stick with them through the process, even if it's a painful process. Right now in the market, it's a painful process because houses are just flying. Yeah. So all that to say, I was reluctant to do this video, but we want you to call us. Please call us. Like I said, call us 2, 3, 5 times. We are here to help. We're here to coach you on what you should do to get the most bang for your buck, or the construction process, or all those things. But if it's not just us, whoever it is, value that person's time. Yeah. Don't get frustrated and just cut them out of a deal, or whatever the case may be. Yeah. So I hope I was able to relay that, portray that, whatever you want to say. We want to be here for you guys. We want to be the soundboard. But even if it's not us, please take care of those agents, friends, families, whoever you're using, and just be mindful of where they may be in their life. If they could be with their family, kids, wife, whatever. So anyways, that was a not so happy episode of At Our Kitchen Table.
No, but it's a topic that needs to be talked about. So as always, like, share, comment, subscribe to our page. Ask questions, 100 million questions. We're here for you guys. We love hearing from you guys, and we